the Most High El Yahuwah, the King, Creator of heaven and earth. So, this is gonna be a short live. I just wanted to get on here and say, in 2024, when everything was coming out about Diddy, I was the one that was saying that this is only half of it. That the government is going to come out too, and that they were pushing it out because they were pushing out the Diddy thing because they were trying to hide what was really going on. That there were politicians, that there were police, that there were CPS, pastors, doctors, teachers, CIA agents involved because I was trafficked through the government part, and Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris are involved in my trafficking from the time I was 7 years old. And nobody believed me. And as I was making these videos, lots of things were coming out to silence me by shadow workers because I was getting close to speaking on things. And at that time in 2024, I was just recovering from memory loss because this is my life. And this is how I'm being treated, and I'm being silenced. I was trafficked through Riverside, CPS, through every single agency. They trafficked us through every single agency. We were sex trafficked, medically experimented on, physically abused, and forced to go back with a known sexual abuser. My aunt was my granddad's sex slave. I was my aunt's sex slave. My granddad was a Freemason who worked with the CIA to sow drugs into the Black prominent community at the time through his job as an electrician, which he was the manager and creator of his business. He was an electrician. He was in World War II, and I guess that's where he learned whatever to become an electrician. He built everything on his land. He built everything on his land. The piping, the plumbing, the trailer after he sacrificed my grandma and burned her alive in their first house. This is my life. I didn't know anything about what Diddy had going on because I don't know anything about celebrities. They used to try to send me with celebrities, but I would never go. I was trafficked on the government side. Hillary Clinton is involved. Kamala Harris is involved. I cannot prove it yet, but there are other people involved that I cannot prove yet. Hillary Clinton, there should be pictures of me and her together in the first grade at Nan Sanders Elementary School in Paris, California, Christmas parade float. There should be pictures of us somewhere around because that happened. So I am the person that was saying about the tunnels, that was saying about everything in 2024 when the Diddy stuff came out, and was letting everybody know that stuff was going to come out about politicians as well. And I was being called a liar. Everybody started saying, believe Allie Carter, because she was talking about the celebrity sides, and do believe her. But I was talking about the political side, and now that's come out too. Not only me, my siblings and cousins also, but were sex trafficked throughout the U.S. government system. I was recovering from memory loss. This was my entire life. I escaped a few years ago, not even 5 years ago. I escaped. And I'm still being gang stalked, but I escaped the primary abuse, which my children are still in, and I'm being threatened with the safety of my children when my children are being physically and sexually abused while CPS, police, all of that are in on it, and I'm being ignored. I'm being treated like I'm not real and my situations are not real. I'm not on social media for fame. I'm on social media for truth and to expound my Father's kingdom. And because I've been isolated from society, I was in GATE program. I was with the same kids from kindergarten to the 7th grade. They begin isolating me from everyone because I wake people up and I don't give into the abuse tactics. The field trips and stuff Allie Carter was talking about, I didn't go to the field trip. The rest of the people in the GATE class, they did. I was being sexually abused at home. So when the special ed teacher started grooming the children and asking us what our deepest fears are and telling us to keep secrets and telling us he wanted to be our friend, I stayed back and I cut him off and stopped talking to him completely. But I said all of this before there was any proof or evidence because it was my life. And my life needs to be looked into because it's going to expose a lot more, not just with me. I've had foster sisters that they're covering up the unalivings of because they were sex trafficking us. And the little girl, 12-year-old, fell in love with her abuser. And then after so many years, after taking her virginity and all this stuff, told her he didn't love her. And she unalived herself. And the agency just covered it up. But the agency put a stripper pole in a house with a 12-year-old child for fitness. But they don't teach us nothing. They raise foster children to become prostitutes. And they try to do it in a way where you won't figure it out. I was mostly nonverbal. They thought I was slow. I didn't understand everything that was going on. But I am intelligent. While I don't have all of the pieces because they tried to make sure that we did not get all of the pieces, I can catch on to if someone is safe or not safe after a while. I warned everyone that this was coming. I couldn't talk. I was doing my best to warn before I started sweeping everybody up. I told everybody, I was saying 15 police officers broke into my house and kidnapped me and my child. And everybody was like, oh, she's just being this for herself and she's just sob story. And that hurt me so much because I was trying to speak to warn you guys that it was being practiced on me and that they were about to do it to you guys. But I didn't have the words to say that. And now it's happening, just like I tried to warn everyone. But nobody listened to me. Everybody said, oh, she's just doing this for her. I was trying to warn everyone. I couldn't talk. I was a sex slave. Nobody spoke to me to make sense. So while I could say words, I could not communicate like I can this day. And now here we are. Everything I said that would happen.